Hey guys, welcome back to episode number 8 of the Canadian Hustlers podcast. We're here together with Kennedy Kaufman, and today we'll be hoping to talk about a industry that is very close related to people in Oxford and Norfolk County, a $120 billion industry that is employing about 12.5% of the workforce in Canada. Welcome, Kennedy.
Nice to meet you guys.
Nice to meet you too. Could you give a little bit of a head start on where you grew up? What do you do?
So, my name's Kennedy Kaufman. I was born in Woodstock, Ontario, January 15th, 98, and grew up on my parents' farrow to finish sow operation just outside of Woodstock in a little town called Hickson. We had 650 sows farrow finish, and in 2010 we sold our sows, and my dad went strictly to finishing hogs, and I went to Hickson Public School. And I went to Woodstock Collegiate Institute in Woodstock High School till about grade 10.
Okay, and you were like, enough?
Yeah, and I had enough of school. And
yeah.
In grade 9 and grade 10 I did very well, but then grade 11 came and I just thought I should go out and maybe do some farming instead of sitting in class and learn about something I don't like.
Yeah, 100%.
And so now I have my own pig barn that I contract raise hogs in. And I have a couple other little part-time jobs that kind of help fill my day in. And do a little bit of investing, that sort of thing. So.
Yeah, so you went to school in Woodstock?
Yep.
That's where you grew up?
Yep.
At the moment you dropped out of school, you said you did good.
Yep.
Did you just drop out because you didn't like it anymore, or somehow you already knew what you wanted to do and you figured, hey, I don't need school?
Yeah, so I just had in my mind that I'm going to be a farmer. I don't really need to go to school.
Right.
But since then, I've worked on completing some of the courses online, and I think I'm almost there to get my grade 12 diploma.
Yes.
But I was very good at math, and English was a little bit of a hard one for me to finish.
Yeah.
How many credits did you get?
Just 2.
Nice.
Grade 11 English and grade 12 English.
Okay.
That's still on thing you need. Yeah, I quit school too. I needed 1 more credit too. So it took me like 5. I never had a use for it, never went to college, never really did anything. And then same thing, it took me about 5 years, but I actually got my last course then.
So that's for high school?
Yeah, that's for high school.
Okay.
And you pretty much need high school for anything anymore, right? So
right.
I did end up getting it just because, and then actually I needed it to get my real estate license, so I guess it was a good thing. It is a good thing, so kids stay in school.
Yeah,
but
at least until grade 12. Yeah. Okay, so you grew up on the farm.
Yep.
How was that like? How was life for you when you were younger?
Well, I just remember that I just loved going to the barn every day. That was just what I loved doing. And when you plant your crop, and then you can watch it come from nothing to such this tremendous yield of a crop, that's just the most satisfying feeling ever.
Yeah. So did you have a crop for the animals? Did you have a crop that you sell? Was it lettuce? Was it produce?
No, we cropped to feed our animals.
Okay.
Yeah, no produce.
So corn, beans, kind of thing.
Wheat,
in rotation.
Yeah.
I've never worked on a farm. I've never lived on a farm. I emigrated from Holland about 4.5 years ago now. But yeah, came out of the city, got dropped into the middle of nowhere.
Rural
in my opinion. Right? And I've just seen a lot of farmers around.
Yeah.
And the whole, at least the local industry, you could pretty much say that the whole industry in Ontario, maybe even Canada, is pretty much built off of the agriculture.
Yeah, a lot of rural Ontario is built on farming for sure. Southern Ontario is all farms.
Yeah.
A lot of dairy. We're dairy capital of the world.
Mm-hmm.
Or at least Canada anyway.
Yeah.
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 I grew up farming. I love it.
So what do you love? What do you love?
What do I love about farming? It's a way of life.
Yeah.
The problem is for us, it just was not. We did produce. It was not feasible. That's the whole thing. So it was not for me.
It still hardly is feasible.
It's still hard.
Yeah.
It's a tough go.
Okay.
People see all the glamour part about it, see the tractors and stuff, and you know how much they are. The 200,000, 300,000 a piece, and everyone's like, oh, it must be doing good, but it's all on payments, and you need that equipment to work.
Yeah.
So it's not as glamorous as it's set out to be. What do they say? Live poor, die rich. That's kind of the motto.
Cash poor, asset rich.
Yeah, it's very true.
Yeah. So you chose the so your parents were into dairy farming.
My grandparents were.
Okay.
My dad was never dairy farming. He didn't care for it.
Nothing at all.
No.
So you chose pigs.
Yep.
Why pigs?
I guess that's what I grew up seeing every day is
Okay.
pig farming, and it's a bit of a challenge. Like, there's no quota system. The price goes up and down. Like, there's a little more risk to it, and I kind of like a little bit of the risk.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's a little fun.
When the going's good with pigs, it's really, really good.
Right.
And when the going's bad with pigs, it's really bad. Like, it's not good at all.
So really, you don't have any quota.
Nope.
So it's a high risk, high reward
Yeah.
deal.
Free market.
Yeah.
It's ultimate free market, right? In a sense. So you're
You can forward sell hogs too, and that sort of thing. But then again, you're playing a bit of
Do you get into that at all?
No.
No?
Maybe one day.
Because you play with stocks in a sense that's almost playing with stocks in a different sense, right?
Yeah, it's played with crops a bit,
Yeah.
but
So
never
futures?
got into animals yet.
Okay.
So what is so different about the crop market and everything else?
The crop market has a lot of fluctuation on a few things. Natural disasters, like flooding out west, dry,
Okay.
Hail.
hail, whatever.
Yeah.
And what the president in the States has to say plays a big role on it too.
Right.
Yeah.
Export, import.
And just what people see online, like if people see online that some big company comes out with an article on Facebook that GMOs are bad for
Yeah.
you, which they're not, but
Yeah.
every little thing has a play with the market, and
Yeah.
a lot of the times it's not even the farmers that have a say with the market. It's a lot of the investors in Chicago. Like, people are buying this today, so this is going down. Like, it's a game.
Yeah.
It's a risk.
Well, it's one of the older markets. Right? Commodity
Yeah.
market's one of the oldest trading markets
Yeah.
out there,
Yeah.
right?
Like, corn could open in the morning at 12 cents lower than yesterday and close at 30 cents higher than this morning. Like, it's
Wow.
just so up and down. Like,
It's
especially right now. Like, right now they're coming out with a lot of the crop predictions for yields 2019 crop.
That would happen, yeah, of course. Yeah.
And so the USDA is saying that the crop in the States is going to be just as good as last year. But all the farmers are saying, no, it's not, because everything's flooded out, our crops are terrible. So now there's a lot of confliction. Like, the farmers say it's going to be terrible, but the stocks, the USDA say it's going to be good. So
it's
the
probably
corn
happening.
market is very uneasy right now.
Yeah. Okay. So that works.
But in the end, the farmers they know the product,
Yes, that's right.
right? The investor somewhere in on Wall Street,
They don't really know.
it's very hard to judge.
Yeah.
So yeah, that would create automatically a very fluctuating market, of course.
It's easy to be a farmer when your cornfield is a piece of paper and your pencil's a tractor and you're
Right.
1,000 miles from a cornfield.
Yeah. So how does that exactly work? Because I believe that most of the farmers that I know own their own farm.
Yep.
Own multiple farms sometimes. Are there indeed a lot of larger corporations that own hundreds of farms, or how does that work? Where does the stock market play a role within the agricultural market?
Well, a lot of the bigger grain elevators in Ontario kind of hold the reins for the market in Ontario.
Just because they have
Because there's a lot of small scale farming here in Ontario compared to maybe the rest of the world, like the US. There's a lot of large scale farmers that have tens of thousands of acres.
Okay.
The farms in Ontario are very small compared to the rest of the world, and a lot of them take their grain to like a local grain elevator.
Yeah.
And the elevators kind of reflect what they want to pay, kind of in Ontario. Like, they pick the board price pretty well. So it's Ontario. You just kind of you got to know when you're making money on your crop. Like, I need $5 to be making money, and $4.70 to be breaking even. So if you see the future for next year is going to be $5.50, you can sell it today, you know you're going to make $1 a bushel, or you can, wait it out,
And hope it goes for 7.
and hope it goes higher. But
Yeah.
I don't know. It's a fine line to think. Okay, I'm gonna make money and I'm gonna sell it
So-
today.
That's basically you sell to the elevator.
Yeah.
In a sense.
Yeah.
So like the co-ops and stuff like that. That's,
Okay.
So the smaller farmers would sell to a co-op, and then the co-op will play the market for them in a sense.
Yeah.
They'll give them a guaranteed return.
Yeah.
So the co-op could buy your corn. Like if you were the co-op, you could buy my corn today for market price, say like $4.10 or something,
Okay.
and then you could hang on to it for a year and sell it for $6.
Right.
Or you could have played the market and told them that you're gonna sell or you're gonna ship 100,000 bushels, but you don't have a single bushel yet. So you're banking on customers bringing in crop,
Yeah.
so you can make your difference up.
What happens if you're short?
If you're short, you gotta buy it back.
Okay.
Oh, really?
At what price?
Whatever the difference is
Whatever
to
the
today's
difference is.
market price.
All based on that day's
Yeah.
market price. Okay. So you can definitely lose some money there.
Oh,
If you get like a hailstorm or a windstorm or.
So some people buy crops online. Like I might go onto the crop board and I'm going to tell them I'm going to ship 50,000 bushels of wheat at $7. But you can sell that contract to somebody for $7, and you could be making money on it.
Oh,
But
okay.
you just got to hope she don't go down, or you might be in trouble.
Oh, okay. Alright, so you have that contract, you can go to anybody that has wheat and
Yeah.
sell to them.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's kind of cool too.
But you got to be careful because a lot of people already have a contract. You don't want to get stuck with it and have no crop.
Yeah, it makes sense.
And a lot of people gamble that, but
Yeah.
I,
Makes sense.
I wouldn't want to be stuck for a couple hundred.
Oh, so wait,
thousand.
another thing what you're saying is too is that if I sold future
Yeah,
next year for 550, let's
Yeah.
say, and then I don't have a crop,
yeah,
I gotta pay it back.
yeah.
Okay.
Or you could sell your future to somebody for
Oh,
$550.
okay, yeah, that's right, too.
But they
Yeah,
won't
good,
buy it if
good
you
luck if the market's way
Yeah,
higher too, right?
yeah.
That's the thing. So that's where insurance comes into play again too. Right?
Yeah. And insurance will only cover so much of the negative equity on a stock.
Okay.
Like if you really owe a big difference, like there's a percentage that they'll
Yeah,
pay.
so they'll cover like 20% of
Yes,
the negative equity.
there's
or
a
something like that.
percentage that I believe that they'll
Yeah.
pay.
I'm assuming every insurance company probably have a different rate.
Yeah.
There's probably a standard. Okay.
So you just said you can either have inventory or you can just buy grain on paper.
Yeah.
From a business perspective, what is more lucrative? Or what is the difference? So I could basically go online and somehow buy grain.
Yep.
On paper, right? It's somewhere stored. It could be on your farm. It could be wherever it might
Still
be.
in the field.
Right. Yeah.
Could be next year's crop, could be 2021's crop. You can buy out a couple of years, whatever.
Oh, really? That
Yeah.
far ahead?
Yep.
So, the farmers that produce, do they automatically play a role in that side of the business as well? Or is it a
Yeah, or you
completely different
can
market?
hire somebody to do it for you. But usually on a rule of thumb, you'll only, like if you have 100 acres of corn, your corn's going to do 200 bushel. You're going to have 200,000 bushels to sell. You never sell all 200, like for next year. Like maybe sell 150, just in case there's some trouble.
Yeah.
Weather isn't in your favor, something like you never want to oversell because then you got to come up with it.
So really, the whole industry of growing crops and growing grain, it's a big gamble based on future predictions.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay.
Weather's the biggest role. We had apples too.
Yep.
We had frost 3 years in a row. And then you have these nice beautiful apples sitting there, and you get hail, so you're screwed.
Oh man.
And then you get frost in the fall, so they fall on the ground. Like it doesn't end.
Yeah.
You get all kinds of bugs. Apples and grapes are probably the most sprayed product in the world.
Yeah.
Some of them.
But the problem with farming grains in Ontario, I think, is the price of the grains is not much higher than it was 40 years ago, but the inputs are doubled or tripled. The equipment has doubled or tripled.
Right.
The land price is like 10 times.
Yeah.
The land rent has gone crazy.
Yeah.
So, in a sense, the farmers, they need to be making more money than everything else seems to go up except the price of the commodities or the hog or the cattle.
Like farmers gotten so much more efficient,
Yeah,
and that's why they can still do it.
yeah,
But the profit margins are so narrow.
Yeah.
They really are. It's a tight business, and you make a couple mistakes. That's it. Bye bye.
and the price of hydro and property tax around
up.
here has been very high lately. Like, if I was to build a new pig barn today, I'd really have to work my pencil on if I was going to build on the fans or natural ventilation, just because the hydro price, it's like $1 a hog per month to run fans. So if you have a 4,000 head barn, it's $4,000 a month. If I had a naturally ventilated barn with curtains, it might cost me $200 a month to run it.
Right.
So you have to weigh in the options.
Does it get too hot though?
Nope.
No, they actually work.
I have a curtain barn and it'll be cooler than a fan barn sometimes.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
How does that work then?
The way the wind's
Like,
blowing.
you mean like curtains, like dairy barn curtains?
Yep.
Okay.
They just drop down. You get a nice breeze through the barn. When the air is still on a hot day, it's just gonna rain. There's no air movement. It's humid. It's hot in there.
Yeah.
But we got sprinklers that'll come on. Cool,
Okay.
cool hogs down. But
Yeah.
yeah.
Probably smells better too.
Yeah.
Curtain barn.
Yeah. Yeah. I find that it's a little less gassy some days. In the winter, when it'll get a little more tight air than fan barn.
Yeah, because you don't want to go too much.
You don't want to go too far. You don't want to go too tight.
Makes sense. Yeah. Nice. I didn't even know that actually. I think I've never seen a curtain pig barn. I haven't really been around pig barns that much, but I've never seen one with curtains.
You won't want to get in your car after being in one.
No, I know. I've worked in pig barns. I used to work in construction, and I've worked in pig barns, and it's okay. Your drill smells like a pig farm barn.
Yeah.
It's like a year later, you'll hit your drill trigger, and you'll smell the pig barn in it.
Yeah.
Like it just does not get out, man.
Very
That stuff, it just you can't get it out.
Yeah.
So
I've seen a couple of articles online, especially in the crop business, that they all do it indoor and just go up instead of into a field. Because if you say that the commodity itself stays fairly stable with the price over a 40 or 50 year window, and everything else goes up, right? The tractors, the property taxes, boom, boom, boom. Of course, the farmer gets more efficient.
yeah,
But efficiency runs out at a certain moment.
yep,
That's
At a
right.
certain moment, it either needs to be automated. Even there, you max out in efficiency.
they're getting there with automation too.
Sorry?
You pretty much don't touch the tractor anymore. You sit in it and watch it go.
Right.
But
But where do you see that going? Because the crop farmers don't make a whole lot of money. It's tough. Still, they're doing it in the format that we know it today. Grow it in the field. Do you see that stay the same over the next 10, 15 years? Or do you see...
In Ontario, yes.
Okay.
In Ontario, yes. We have some of the best land around, and there's no real replacement for that.
if you're talking like indoor growing for food,
Yeah.
It works
as far
good
as
for veggies.
Yeah, for veggies, but like commodities like corn and grain and
Right.
and those things, it will I shouldn't say never. There's no near future where I ever see that feasible.
Okay.
No.
It's just
We
there's
need
just
the,
not
we
enough
need
profit
the
there.
bees,
Yeah.
pollination, everything.
Yeah,
It needs to be outside for now until some
They
genius
figure
comes
something
up with
out,
something.
Yeah.
But
10 cows on one stalk or something.
yeah.
Yeah.
But the corn keeps getting better and better
It
every
does.
year. Like this year was very wet. I've seen some very bad things that I would have never planned done just because of the time and
Yeah.
the weather. And it never ceases to amaze me. Like there are some nice looking crops out there
There is.
that I would have never thought would have looked like that when they
Yeah, everyone's all worried, but we got lead units though,
Yeah.
right?
But Ontario, especially in this area, is a very forgiving place to farm.
Yeah.
Like you can make a whole lot of bad decisions on your soil, and you're still going to get a good crop. Fairly
Yeah,
respectable crop.
yeah.
The soil is just very forgiving here. Where you can drive a couple hours from here, and it's not as forgiving.
Alderman,
Yeah.
Alderman clay. If it gets too wet there, they can't do it. They're done.
And another big problem I see in the future of farming and around here is help.
Yeah,
It's hard to get good help on the farm.
yeah.
Especially people that will devote their time into it, and I think everybody struggles with getting good help.
Yeah.
But the farming industry, if you need more help and you can't get it, I guess you just get a bigger tractor, a bigger corn planter.
The offshore workers aren't here for no reason.
Yeah, I know.
You know what I mean? Like we struggled with help for so much. We'd have local help. They never show up.
Yeah.
They just because it's seasonal, right? So
Yeah.
it's not your best job,
Mm-hmm.
right? But then they're at a dentist appointment, then they have a doctor's appointment, then they need to sleep in, then they're sick, and it's really really tough, and that goes throughout all farming. They have a really tough time finding good help.
It's hard for me when I'm trying to juggle a few jobs together if I've help lined up to come to help me for 5 or 6 hours in a day because I have something going on after, and if that help doesn't come,
it throws a wrench in your whole day.
It throws a wrench in my whole day. Like it's just hard to get good help, and if I get good help, I really try to treat them well and try to keep them around. But everyone's got to move on at some point.
Yeah, everyone has bigger aspirations in a sense, right?
Yeah.
But it's you still have, if you get a job, you get treated with respect, right? But there's a level of that's not here.
Yeah.
In a lot of things.
Yeah, makes sense.
Back to what you were saying about like indoor farming, there is more of a market for that in different areas of growth, like definitely in produce and stuff like that. It's coming more and more. They have LED grow lights now.
Okay.
So now more and more, I think what we're going to see over the next few years is less greenhouses and more barns. Because you can control your atmosphere better. Greenhouses is plastic, a barn you have an R value, and you have your grow lights, you can control your temperature. If you can control everything, you'll have the best crop ever.
Yeah.
Right, and that's the issue with everything else. We have weather. Yeah. And weather is the uncontrollable aspect of things that you can't control. Like if you could feed it water constantly all day, nutrient, like you get the best crop ever. But it's just not
feasible. If you could put it out on the calendar, it's gonna rain this day, I'm gonna plant it this day, it's gonna be this hot, you'd have a bumper crop, but you're just waiting on whatever Mother Nature gives you.
And you can go up. I think that's interesting.
What do you mean go up?
With indoor growing.
Oh, you can stack.
Right?
Oh, yeah, for sure, yeah.
So with the same, and that will greatly reduce the amount of the cost of operation, especially per acre.
You mean by footprint, yeah.
But
I mean, like, for what, even respectively, like, you look at the size of land, it still costs a lot, the input costs are high, but compared to a building, it's just so much cheaper to grow over acres and acres, right? It just is. So we got hydro, we got heat, I guess it's got to make sense. And when it comes to commodities, I just think eventually it's just not going to become affordable to do it. That's probably the next step because land is more of an investment than it is for farming.
Mm-hmm.
Like you go out east and land, I was talking to them the other day, they said 1,500 an acre, now it's 3,000, 4,000, 5,000.
Yeah.
Right? And that's in the matter of the last 5 years, it's doubled. So that's still feasible. But you guys you're North Woodstock, it's 30.
Yeah.
Right? So $30,000 an acre. And
you might gross 200 bushels at $5 a bushel corn, $1,000 before you have any.
So you net on a good day 500 an acre.
Yeah.
Right? On a really good day if everything goes well. Yeah. So just without interest, it takes 60 years to pay back an acre of land.
Wow.
Right? So just to put it in perspective.
And that's growing corn every year.
Yeah.
Soybeans,
yeah, and then wheat. So I figured out once 95 years or something ridiculous.
Yeah, it's crazy.
For a payback. So you're not buying it on you're not buying an acre of land to grow corn to make money.
You gotta really love it to buy it.
They're buying it on you're buying it on inflation.
Yeah,
in a sense.
Pretty well.
All the other farms go up in value, so you buy another farm because everything else went up in value, right?
But they need commodity. We need
commodity for sure,
right?
But I mean, at what price?
Well,
you want to start paying 4 times as much. That's actually what it should be.
Yeah.
Realistically.
But what is going to happen? Is it going to disappear or the price is going to rise?
Well, it's going to go to another country. Okay. That's just the way it is. Like there's no. Right now they're making it work, and it's it's going to keep working until something. Unless we get outpriced, right?
Yeah.
That's the problem. We have the same type of problem with the apples. Like
we need a competition. We need another country, like a big player like China or something, to raise their price on their meat,
and they won't
on their commodities.
No, they don't have to.
Because then everyone will be like, okay, well now Canada needs to step up to the plate. Yeah. Our farmers need to get a raise.
Well, if China goes up, everything goes up.
Yeah.
Right. We have apples. They come from Chile. They come from Washington. They come from all these places where labor is $4, $2. They pay the guy a penny, and you can't compete.
Mm-hmm.
It's not possible. We have bigger restrictions on pesticides.
Yeah.
You know that more than I do. Like pesticides are extremely regulated in Canada. Fertilizer's more, diesel's more, hydro's more, everything's more.
Yeah.
And then you got to compete with a country like Chile that has no restrictions.
Right.
And
the only thing they don't have is the technology we have.
Yeah.
To grow as good a crops.
They don't, but they can beat you in man labor. Right?
Oh yeah.
They don't have to spray. They'll just hire a bunch of weeders. It's you can't compete in that sense, right? But
that's why a lot of the big factories close up in Ontario,
Yeah.
Canada, and then they go somewhere where they can build cheaper.
happens all the time.
I think that'll just be the way of life here for
Yeah.
a while until something changes.
Yeah, something's got to give at some point,
Yeah.
right? Farming it's an interesting industry, though. It really is. You gotta love farming to do it.
Yeah.
That's what it comes down to.
And the people in farming are so like close knit, like all the neighbor farmers and everyone in the community, like they always help each other out.
Yeah.
And that's a big value of mine. Like if you help someone, and you expect something in return, like you're doing business, you're not doing kindness.
Yeah. Right.
But like if you can be kind to everybody, like someday it'll come back to you like when you need it, right?
Yeah.
Like you're done planting and then you go help neighbor finish his field before the rain.
Yeah.
That kind of stuff, right?
That's an interesting thought though, because if you have an industry where you have simply so much demand and the prices are good, everyone's competing, and everyone wants to work everyone out of the market.
Yeah.
Which now, like you said, you can help each other. You have to help each other to survive as a community.
Yeah.
And I think there's a lot of value in there.
Yeah.
Like you said, right?
There's a lot of value to the farmers.
Yeah.
Around here, especially like
Mm-hmm.
Oxford County area, like I think pretty much all farmers get along good. You know, not everyone's gonna get along.
That's how it is.
Yeah.
But
But
in general,
in
it's a good
general.
industry. Yeah.
So, if you love farming, let's say I would love farming. I love it, but I wouldn't work in it. But let's say I would. What would be my options? A farm is unbelievably expensive to buy.
Yep.
So if you're an 18-year-old and you love farming, you can apply for a job on a farm. Your aspiration can be to buy a farm.
Yeah.
If there's no family or anyone that could give the farm to you in some nice package, you could pretty much say goodbye to it. Or not. And that's the question.
Depends how hard you want to work.
That's exactly the answer.
Yeah. So what are the opportunities? What is possible?
I think the best thing it's taught me is it's not what you know, it's who you know.
It's true.
Yeah.
Someone's got to take a chance on you, pretty
Yeah.
much. In order to get in, you pretty much, someone's got to take a chance on you because you're not going to
Like
get...
the opportunity is everywhere. It might just take a while to see it.
Yeah.
And
You gotta be in it.
And I went for a number of years. I said, "Gosh, I need to get rich. I need to get a lot of money so I can be a farmer. I can buy my own farm. You know.
Yeah.
I want to be a big crop farmer." And for the longest time, I just thought about getting rich. But then one day it struck me. I was like, "Man, I'm going about this the wrong way. Like I need to just think about doing what I love, and then just keep working at it. And one day it'll come to me."
Yeah.
True.
And
Very true.
if you focus on that, and instead of just the money all the time, like when you're working all day on a Saturday while your friends are at the beach, and it doesn't bother you, it's because you're doing
what you like doing.
yeah.
You'd rather be working than being at the beach anyway.
Yeah.
I understand that for sure.
And it's all who you know. Like if you know 1,000 people, obviously. Potentially, there could be a couple in there that might give you an opportunity one day.
Mm-hmm.
Like an old guy that has no successors or something, he might help you out.
But what would you have to look for? What would I need to look for? Is it, hey, indeed, look at a farm that you could potentially buy? Should I try to get people around me who could rent me a barn?
Sometimes you got to think outside the box.
Yeah.
Like sometimes you have to start out like your non-typical way of how everyone has in their mind that you should do it.
Mm-hmm.
Like you might have to rent a barn. You might have to work 2 jobs. Like you might have to put in a whole bunch of hustle, but maybe one day it'll come. Like I don't know. I'd rather have nothing. I'd rather have no fancy pickups, no snowmobiles, no nothing. If you could just be a farmer, like you have to sacrifice some things sometimes to get what you want. But
if you really want to farm, you'll be a farmer.
Oh yeah, no, 100%.
That's what it comes down to.
100% believe in that.
There is no like, there's no
handbook.
No,
like
no.
You can't go and get a.
If you want a handbook on how to buy a house, that's easy.
Yeah.
You know, scrape together 5% and get it in as soon as possible.
Mm-hmm.
You want a handbook to buy a farm, and you don't have any idea how to get there.
A lot of thinking.
Like you said, go work on a farm, go rent a barn,
Mm-hmm.
get some contacts, find some people you like, finds people that trust you, believe in you. That's pretty much what it comes down to. Someone along the way is going to have to take a chance on you. If you do not grow up in farming and you want to get into farming, that's pretty much what has to happen.
Yeah, but you do have options that you can take, right? Renting a barn.
Yeah. You can do a whole bunch of sorts of things to just start working your way up. But the price around here is a definite struggle. Like, it's a little over the top.
Okay.
But if you want to make it happen,
but then again, if you really want to be a farmer, go out east.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, why do you have to be here?
No, yeah.
Right? If farming is your passion, and go out east where it's $3,000 an acre where it actually makes sense to buy a farm.
Yeah.
100%.
Right?
Yeah.
If that's what you want to be. It's a family thing.
Yeah.
And more it's an investment thing.
Yeah.
At $30,000 an acre, $20,000 an acre, it's an investment. Mm-hmm. It's not for farming, it's more for investing, and the farming is a byproduct of it. It's like McDonald's. McDonald's is in the real estate business, not in the food business.
Yeah.
Which sounds crazy, but it's actually the truth.
Yeah.
And farming is the same thing. You're in a real estate business over top of your farming business in order to make it work.
Cool.
Yeah.
So the concept of, you said in the States you have very big companies or farms.
Yeah.
In Ontario they're all fairly small. What is really the difference between those kind of farms in the States and in Ontario? And why is Ontario staying this small, and why is the States going so big?
I think because our population's so dense in Ontario, like, it's fairly dense. Like, you drive down a back road and there might be 8 houses on that concession. Where you drive down some of the back roads in the States and there's no houses for miles. And it's just farms.
Yeah. So have you ever been out east?
No.
Alberta and stuff like that?
No.
It's just, honestly, something to see.
Yeah.
It's just like, there's like one farm after like 4, 5, 6 blocks, you have one farm.
So that's fairly similar to the States. There's just no people.
Yep.
And here we got a lot of small dairy farms. You
Yeah.
got your couple 100-acre guys or your chicken farmers, and then there'll be maybe 5% of the farmers in Ontario might be the big cash crop guys that have like 5 to 10,000 acres or whatever. But yeah, it's the big guys are down in the States. If you tell them that you have 500 acres in Ontario, they'll laugh at you and tell you that.
And if you have 500 acres here, it's a good thing.
Yeah.
It's a big farm.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. 1,000, couple guys I know, 1,100 acres, they're big.
Yeah, big farm.
Right? And
but I think the thing in Ontario is all the small guys, like the older guys milk 30 cows, like I think the small guys are going to get a little bit weaned out. Like,
well, they are already. You see it all the time. Like, you buy the neighbor's farm, boom, it's on one title, sever the house off, keep going.
Yeah.
But it happens all the time.
Yeah, and I think maybe in the next 10 to 15 years you'll see a lot more of that go on, especially if the interest goes up. It might hurt a few people that maybe are extended pretty far.
Well, that's quite common,
Yeah.
And if it goes up a percent or two, like some people might be in trouble, so then you'll have.
What's the average now? Like 4.5 points, kind of thing like that?
Yeah.
That's kind of what farm credit's giving,
Yeah.
4.5, somewhere around there.
What does that mean?
4.5% on borrowed money, right?
Okay.
So
it's cheap, really.
That's actually cheap. I actually believe anything under 5% is free money.
Yeah.
I actually believe that. But it's still hard to make it work. But I mean, residential mortgages right now we're essentially sitting around 3 or just below 3, 2.5, 3, right? So you go farming, you tack another 1 or 2 points on there.
Yeah.
So it's right along with commercial.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of like red tape sort of stuff to do with farming in Ontario. Like we have so many little rules on
Everything.
neonicotinoid seed corn, herbicides, pesticides, minimum distance from buildings. Where some places like they don't even know what that means. Like it's Ontario makes it a little tricky for farmers to do what they got to do, but I guess that's how we get such a high quality food, right? Like
that's the other side of the story.
Neonicotinoids. The reason why that came out because of the bees.
Yeah.
That was the big thing. The big.
And then they figured out that it doesn't.
It had nothing to do with it. Yeah.
Okay. So what is it?
It's a certain kind of treatment on it. Yeah. Or we have chemicals that are neonicotinoids too. But for what you did, it's probably treatment on seed.
Yeah.
And what they said was when the seed dropped in the clothes or something, the dust came out and killed the bees. But apparently you said
it wasn't. That's what the university calls it.
Really?
Yeah.
So everyone spent like thousands of dollars on their corn planters to blow the dust into the ground.
Yeah.
And they added extra fans and extra tubing and everything, but turns out that wasn't even the problem. It's just farmers. I find that farmers in Canada in general maybe don't get as much respect as like farmers in other countries. Like sometimes from like people from the city, like a lot of people really aren't educated what farmers do.
It's perpetuated. Like if you want to really break it down, you look at Hollywood, it perpetuates that image.
Yeah.
Like every time they have a farmer on a movie or a show, it's
It's
always
just
like
some
some redneck old guy that's an idiot.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, like farming's not easy. Like,
No.
you gotta have a head on you to farm.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just it's really different than what they portray, for sure.
Even though there's a lot of shared values between the farmers, is there competition going on in the space at all?
Yes, there's competition.
Okay, so how does that play out? How does that?
Some of like if I wanted to rent Alex's farm, and he put it up for $300, and I rented it. And then maybe you wanted to rent it, you might go talk to Alex and tell him, I'll give you $350.
Yeah.
So then Alex comes to me, I had an offer from so and so, you need to up your price. Like that's the sort of kind of competition that goes on here.
Okay.
Like people bidding each other up on land, or
The farm next to you is always worth more to you than the next guy.
Oh yeah, of course.
That's a competition thing too.
Yeah.
So you'll get two farmers fighting over a piece of land between them. If it comes up for sale, that happens too. And then
the only person that wins is the owner.
Yeah.
The only person that wins is the
I've heard
landlord.
like 40,000 a couple farms. Like this and that's 40,000 an acre. They'll pay an extra 20,000 because you don't have to drive as far.
Yeah.
Right? Especially for dairy farming, you know, everything's there. You're servicing that land next to you, but to pay that back per acre, that doesn't make sense. But
Right. To some extent, it makes sense if you had the farm next door.
yeah.
If
Oh
you
yeah,
had
for
the farm
sure.
next door,
I mean,
right?
that's what I said. To an extent, it's
Yeah.
worth more to you.
Yeah.
But there's limits.
There
Yeah.
also comes a price.
Yeah.
Like,
Mhm.
I could maybe grab a couple concessions for
Yeah.
another $10,000 an acre.
Yeah.
Over 100 acres, you know.
Like I can buy a few sets of tires and a couple tanks of diesel fuel for that.
Yeah, no, for sure.
What do you guys think that farming plays a role in the Oxford County area in your guys' lives?
Well, my brother-in-law builds barns.
Yep.
Henry Vehicles Construction. I don't know if you know him now. So he builds barns.
Yep.
That in itself creates so many jobs.
Yeah.
And the spin-off from that.
Yeah.
Right? And then you get all your tractor dealerships and the spin-off from that. And we're a farming community.
Yeah.
Right? So it's really based off that. Like it does a lot. I think it really pushes this economy a lot
Yeah.
in Oxford County. And Oxford County is a nice county.
Yeah.
It really is. It's one of the nicest ones around. Like I put it up to a lot of counties anywhere. And it's clean, it's nice, it's based off farming.
And it's prosperous too.
Yeah, it is. It's very
Yeah.
prosperous. And that's what I mean. Like it's based off farming and it's beautiful. I do believe that.
Yeah, like there's so many companies tied to the agricultural industry. It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
Every street corner, every road. I'm not really involved in the agricultural business myself. But yeah, I do get a lot of work as a result of the farmers.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
you said, it is the builders that build their farms. It's the builders that build their barns.
And they build houses. Like
The mechanics, the
smart, right?
houses,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
pretty much everything.
Yeah.
It all ties back in.
Yeah. Like
And it deserves more credit, way more credit than it's getting right now, I believe. And there's just a lot of people who live in the city, and you can call it Toronto, but even Woodstock, who have no idea
Well, there's no
what
concept.
farming actually means.
Yeah.
You know, and what it does for their economy. They have no idea what a farm does for them as an individual,
Yeah.
even though they might not be in a direct line with them.
Yeah.
As a result of the farms, you have a nice clean road.
Yeah.
As a result of the farms, the
Yeah.
economy of the agricultural industry, let me put it that way, you have a lot of stores you can go to.
Yep.
It all comes back to how long? 150 years of farming in Ontario? More.
Farming is
Yeah.
it's one of the earliest professions. Right?
Yeah. Got it.
Realistically, I mean,
Mhm.
it's you go back to whenever mankind was started. That's a debate in itself, but
Yeah.
you go back to that, right? So it's one of the earliest professions in Canada. Yeah, I guess Canada's 150 years old, so yeah. But it's not going anywhere. It's changing, but it's not going anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
If it leaves Canada, it won't leave. It'll just be a different form.
Yeah.
Like commodities might leave, but you might be growing something else. You know what I mean? Like there's always going to be some form of it, right? It's just it has to be feasible.
Yeah, 100%.
And I hope that one day the price is feasible enough that if you walked into the real estate office and said, I want to be a farmer today, that you could make it happen. Like
right.
That would be my ultimate goal, to see other people that want to farm that can, right? Like,
but yeah, that's true.
Is there a lot of organizations pushing for that? There must be a lot of associations within the farming industry as well.
No one, there's no real big help.
Young Farmers of Ontario, but so there are incentive programs. The government does put out incentive programs, and there are.
But there's a list, and everything comes at it's everything is not as easy as what they say it is.
You want to be a dairy farmer, you need quota. In order to start with Young Farmers quota goes on a list. It takes you 4 or 5 years.
Okay.
Right, and then you still have to have the money for it.
And you need to prove to them that you have a barn that you can use, and you have to give them a void check for the quota, and a whole bunch of things.
And you can't borrow on quota.
No.
So, quota is $25,000 a cow.
Okay.
Roughly.
Yeah.
Somewhere around there.
And that's
somewhere in the mid-20s. That's per kilo. Okay.
Okay.
So, to produce a kilo of milk,
mm-hmm.
it costs you $25,000 to have the right to produce that kilo of milk.
Okay.
Repeatedly, but I'm just saying that's how it works.
Is there a time limit to it? Is it for 5 years, 10
No,
years?
you own it.
Okay.
And it goes up in value.
Got it.
To produce, I don't know how much time it's over a kilo per. I don't even know how it works actually.
I think they go off a yearly basis.
Yeah, off a yearly basis. Yeah. So.
But the craziest thing about the quota system is you can't borrow against it.
Yeah.
But it might be like 70% of your net worth on paper.
Yeah. So so if you have a 40 kilo operation, 40 times 25 grand is
850,000.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it? Yeah, you're right. Somewhere there. The $850,000 of equity that you have that you can't borrow against that you had to come up with.
Yeah.
Just to start, and 40 kilos is not a huge farm. That's just a basic farm. So you need to have 850 grand somewhere somehow. That's what I mean. It comes back to the bank's not going to give it to you.
Mm-hmm.
So this comes back to someone gaining some trust in you to give you the money to start something.
Yeah.
I mean, if you had the $850,000 a kilo quota, you go to farm credit, you get a farm, you get a barn. I think you get a lot of it. Like you can make it work.
Okay.
But still,
yeah.
Find a young guy that's got 850 grand kicking around.
Oh, I know.
The hardest thing is you can't borrow against it. They can give you, like the problem with the chicken barn thing right now is you can make it work if they're going to keep giving you extra quota at the rate they are right now.
Yeah, but that's not guaranteed.
But next year they can take it away from you.
Yeah.
But so the bank won't bank off of they might increase my quota by 10% next year. Like that doesn't.
Just to explain that, though chickens is different, a little bit different against the Indian quota system. Every year, the chicken board or whatever it is, CFO, whatever they're called, they give out a certain percentage of quota for free.
Okay.
But it's not guaranteed.
But it is saleable.
It is saleable, but it's not guaranteed. And again, it goes to all farmers equally, isn't it?
I think on your number of units, it's higher. Like there's like a formula they work off of. Like if I had 20,000 units, maybe get this much. But if I had 100,000 units, you might get more. I think it's a formula on how much.
Okay, so it's not an exact percentage anymore.
No,
I know because the lower guys are complaining.
Yeah.
So they get a little more, and the higher guys get a little less.
It's a formula on what you have, I think.
Yeah. So
which makes sense.
But it's not guaranteed.
Right.
Right. So, for example, you spend $4 or $5 million on a chicken farm, and you've bought yourself a job that pretty much you making $80,000 a year on a good day.
Yeah.
Right. And that's return on $4 million. It's just not feasible. So what he's saying is they give out 2-3%, and so you're pretty much counting on it, but it's not guaranteed.
Got it.
So if you get 2-3% on your quota, you're getting, I don't know, however much bird quota is like. What is it a bird? Roughly, $180 a bird, and it doesn't pay. So you get $180 a bird, you get 2% more on your quota, then you're making the difference. But
that's what sort of attracted me to pig farming. There's no quota system.
Yeah.
So that maybe one day I can use my pig farming income enough that I may be able to build a chicken barn or something like that. Like start out with that and get that built up, and then maybe one day I could maybe go into something a little more sustained. But I don't know.
Yeah, I would get into. If I would get a farm, I would get into the pigs. I think it's just no quota, right?
Free market.
It's a free market.
It's ultimate free market,
Yeah.
and that's what's like the quota said. That's debatable, right? I mean, I'm not going to go and shoot myself in the foot and say that quota's bad.
Well, no, because if you look at Holland, the milk is so unbelievably cheap because there is no good quota system in place.
Yeah.
So the quota does, in some sense, keep the prices up.
It does. But then you take away from free market.
Yeah.
It's taking away from the true meaning of free market.
Mm-hmm.
If you're a true entrepreneur, you wouldn't want quota. Because then you would have an advantage over all the other farmers that aren't true entrepreneurs.
Yep.
Right? But it's an imperfect system,
Mm-hmm.
but it works.
Yeah.
And it makes the farming viable in a sense, like dairy farming and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So, because if it's, how to say this? Like free market stuff. If you want to be a pig farmer, like it wouldn't hurt to actually start your own brand of pork, start that kind of stuff, right?
Yeah.
And if free market was, if dairy was true free market, you'd see a lot more local cheese shops, a lot more local dairy, a lot more guys delivering milk to your door, that kind of stuff. It'd be a whole different market.
Okay.
Just gotta try a little harder.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have to try a little hard. Yeah, but that's healthy too.
Yeah.
Like you said, right? You put in the hours, you put in the work, and eventually you'll get somewhere.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's the complete opposite of it.
Yeah.
That's also a healthy economy than just local.
It is in a sense. It's more. It'll be way more competitive, right?
Yeah.
I'm not gonna. I would never bash the quota system.
No,
I think it's a good system. It works.
Yeah.
But it's nice for the dairy farmers to know, okay, I have 100 kilos of quota, and this is what my milk check is going to be.
Yeah.
And they can come to you, if you're the banker, and say, this is what I get every month.
Yeah.
This is how much it costs me to make it. Can I borrow another $3 million from you to buy another farm?
Yeah.
And then there's a very easy way to figure it out. Like,
Got
you
it.
know exactly how much you're making and how much it costs.
Yeah.
When pig farming is, you go into them and you say, well, I might make this much if the price is this, or I might lose this much.
Yeah,
So do you want to give me the money or not?
Yeah.
So dairy farmer can leverage better.
Yeah, way
better.
better leverage.
Okay.
That's the nice thing about the quota system.
Yeah.
Right. It just if you're farming, then you can just farm and focus on the cows, in a sense, right? If you're quota farming, if you had to free market farm, well, you gotta find a market for your stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that takes extra work, extra stress, extra. Like it'd be a lot tougher. It'd be a whole different. It'd be a different environment of quota.
So can you now? Is there any way that you can pasteurize your own milk and just sell it on the farm? Is that a possibility?
I don't know if that's allowed in Ontario.
Okay.
Is it?
There was a guy up north that was doing that.
Yeah,
that didn't go too well.
No.
No, what he did, he would. I'm not.
Someone was buying.
Well,
just
he would
buying
sell the cows to people,
cow,
and he
yeah.
would run the cow for them or something like that, and they did not like that at all.
He tried to go around the red
Yeah.
tape.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I think he sold let's say you and your buddy,
Yeah.
or 3 people, they'd buy a cow,
Mm-hmm.
and then you get the milk, and he would run
Right.
that cow for you in a sense,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that was kind of. I think it was something like that. I'm not 100% sure. But
Yeah.
it was some sort of trying to get around it, and it was not. It was very well frowned upon.
Got it.
So if they started that, then yeah. They try. I think they successfully shut him down, or they for sure tried to.
Yeah, they shut him down.
Yeah.
So you see that a lot in Europe. A lot of farmers that make their own cheese.
Yeah.
Like you said, right?
But that's what I mean, right?
Butter, cheese.
You can make your own cheese, like from your own milk. You're allowed. It's just the whole system.
Okay.
You have to buy it off the quota system in a sense, right?
Right. So
I
you're
think
not getting,
Godzilla Cheese does that. They buy their own milk, or they produce their own milk.
but then you're not getting it at a price that you could produce it for.
No.
Could you? No.
I shouldn't say no. I don't want to say that.
Well, it's an incorporation, right? I get it.
I don't know
It's
for sure, but I'm assuming that there would be some sort of fee on top of that, and that's why Canadian, like Ontario cheese, is so much more expensive than the imported cheese.
Got it.
That's one of the reasons why.
But
Yeah.
that's one thing as a country that we need to do. Like, we need to buy things that have been made here in Ontario.
Yep.
Support our farmers. A lot of people look at the price tag,
Mm-hmm.
you know, which I look at the price tag. I'm buying
Yeah.
stuff
Oh,
too.
for sure.
But I also take into consideration where the money's going to go down the
Yeah.
line, right? Like,
Support local. in a
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah.
and I think that we need to have a little more of that. Like,
I agree with that for sure. It's a tough concept. Like, if the local, but you know what? If you support your local people, they support you back.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, if you're buying something off a local person, you gotta see that guy every day. Most people that sell something to the people they know in a smaller community, they're not gonna screw you over
no.
Yeah, makes
because
sense.
you gotta walk into that guy every day,
Mm-hmm.
right? So it's a better system.
Yeah.
I think the thing is too, we have to control our exports and stuff like that too. Like, for example, why are we selling logs? Why aren't we selling lumber?
Yeah, we
You know,
got a
like
ton
that.
of it.
You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Like
Yeah.
that's the kind of stuff. If you want to really break it down, like that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm. Well, then you get into political issue too, right? There's all
In a
politics
sense, yes.
involved
But I mean,
there.
if you want to be a stronger country,
Oh
you
yeah.
should be
100%.
selling finished products, not like you ship a lot to China, it comes back in IKEA furniture. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Stupid.
Like, why aren't we just selling boards?
Yeah.
Because we can't produce it as cheap as they can, but you know, there's a little more regulation on that.
Yeah.
Everything really at the end of the day comes down to money. Like,
Oh
the
yeah,
bottom
oh,
dollar.
for, oh yeah, for sure.
Well, and that's why the internet is making such a big impact too. I'm not sure how it's in the farming industry itself, but with a lot of other products, computer stores, right? They run so tight.
Yeah,
Um,
the whole food industry is tight.
yeah,
The whole
that
food
too.
industry.
Yeah, the internet does make a massive difference there. Every price goes down. If you go onto Amazon, you can pretty much buy anything cheaper than you can buy it anywhere else.
I actually think the internet made used stuff more expensive and new stuff more competitive.
One more time.
Used stuff more expensive.
Okay.
It's harder to find a deal now. For example, like a lot
Yeah.
of farmers do auctions. Okay? Before, it was an auction, you go to the guy's house, you need an auction, that was it. Now, you're standing there and you're competing with like 50 guys online.
Yeah.
Right? So like all your used stuff is really going for more of a market value, and all your new stuff is
Which is
trying to be
how-
more
yeah, like-
competitive.
that's why that's another reason why it's hard, like, for farmers right now. Like, you can buy tractors that are, like, for example, I seen a 2004 John Deere tractor today for sale on the internet, and I know what they were worth new, and they're asking $30,000 more than what it was worth new, and they'll get it.
Yeah. Eh?
Tractors have gone up that much.
Wow.
And then new tractor, like the same thing, would be like double that again.
Right.
Like just equipment and everything online. Like you can buy a used pickup truck that's 2 years old that has 50,000 clicks for like 65 grand, or you can just get a brand new one for like 80 grand.
Yeah. And it
That's
almost makes
what-
more sense to get a new one.
Yeah, like
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. That's just it. Just seems like it's almost better to buy new now.
But the thing is too, the US dollar comes into play with that too,
Yeah.
right? 'Cause
Same
maybe
with farm equipment too.
Yeah,
like-
same thing. Like everything goes down to the States.
Yeah.
All our used
Yeah.
trucks go to the States. All our old used equipment around here, there's nothing left. Like it's all gone. I went to Mexico or something too. I had people there shipping stuff to Mexico.
Yeah.
Because it's just cheap, gone, boom, gone.
Yeah, it makes sense. I do think it's good though. The used, because 5 years ago everything was used and you don't need it anymore. Where did it go? Threw it away.
Yeah.
Pretty much. And now Facebook Marketplace, Kijiji.
I get
for a
all
longer
Kijiji
time, of
everything,
course.
man.
Right?
I love Kijiji.
Yeah.
I scroll through. I type in John Deere. I click on Ontario
And
four times a day and
See what's all good.
hunt through there. You know what I mean? It's cheap. You know I might look at, but you don't find deals anymore.
Not
so-
like it used to be.
Not like you used to.
No,
No.
I know. They used to like when you got paper. Like, well, that's not a bad price. And then you go there, the guy have 4 more items that one.
You know, but I think
Yeah.
the internet has actually helped farmers in a sense. You know, because if I see something, with a group of pigs or something out in the field, that I just want an opinion on.
Well, you throw it online,
you
you
throw it
get-
on Twitter or
Yeah.
Facebook group or something, and you'll get like thousands of responses from people all over the world.
519 Farmer. How many
Yeah.
people are on there?
Like, I don't know, 25,000 or
25,000
something.
people. You want to know
That's
crazy,
crazy.
man? Like you want a couple bills of straw, just throw it on there. You'll get an answer.
Yeah,
Like anything you need in the farming industry, you throw
Yeah.
it on there around here, like you'll get an answer.
Well, that's great.
That's what
that
the
builds
internet's good.
community too.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, the internet really doesn't have much of doesn't really cause much of a competition for farmers. Like it might cause a little bit of like discommunication. Like someone put something on Facebook about how GMOs are bad for you, or Beyond Meat or whatever is the hot topic right now.
Yeah.
But like people tend to believe everything they see on the internet.
Yeah, because they don't do the research. They read the headlines, and they do a quick little 5-minute video or whatever, and they don't research it beyond that.
Yeah.
It's a big misinformation is a big problem too.
Yeah.
But I think it's always been.
Yeah.
It's just more prevalent now. Like you just see it more.
Yeah.
And it comes faster.
Yeah.
But there's always been misinformation.
Every book, every magazine.
Oh yeah.
It's always been like that, really.
If you want to know what farming really like is in Ontario, like you should just go out and talk to any farmer. Like most of them are fairly friendly and give you a tour. Like if you wanted to know like the real truth on farming, like you should go.
Well, I mean the whole thing with like cows being mistreated. I mean, go to a dairy barn. I'll take you to some dairy barns. They're like they have it better than my house. I think.
Yeah.
Like they got they have like there's some nice new straw. It's
like one bad apple and everyone paints farmers with the same brush. Like, and that's the same way with everything, really. Though, like
everything. It's all exposed.
Yeah.
So there's no way to hide. So if you make one mistake and the internet blows it up,
you're done.
You better just sit back and let it go past for 2 weeks.
Oh yeah, that's
back to
anyway.
work.
People are gonna call you out on all kinds of stuff.
Yeah,
it's gonna happen to us too, guaranteed.
Oh yeah, but it's easy to
call out on stuff, but whatever, it's the way it is. Right?
It's easy to get caught up in it though.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And especially when you're not familiar with it, right?
Yeah.
And I think, like you said, the GMOs, cows are not being treated well. There's also a big opportunity because those people are furious and they're loud, but a farmer can also be loud, and that's also as a result of the internet. A farmer can push back, right?
Yeah,
they
can
show
now, and it's nice. Yeah. It's so nice to see.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Like, I love that. I see videos too, like the counter video, which never get as much attention, but they still get attention.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
and it's like, no, this is actually how it is, and you have that opportunity, you have that voice, you have that platform to get your message out.
Yeah,
which is nice because it's free, right? And if you have a strong community behind you, they all share it, and then it starts to become popular, and then people know how it really is. Which is, that does help a lot.
Mm-hmm. Where do you see yourself in 10 years? What's going to
I'll probably be doing the same thing, wake up, look after my hogs, I don't know, I'd like to get big, like, I'd like to buy my own farm, and, I kind of want to get, like, maybe, like, grain elevator set up or something.
Awesome. You'll stay local? You'll stay in the area?
Yeah. Yeah, I'd like to go maybe around the world a bit.
Okay.
And see farming in other places and how they do it.
Mm-hmm.
And like, I was hoping to go down to Georgia. I really want to see peanuts being harvested.
That'd be cool to see.
So I want to check that out.
Yeah.
And just see
about
peanuts.
I think they do, don't they?
Not around here.
No, not around here.
Maybe 205 day.
Oh, okay.
Season. They're really long.
Oh, okay. I thought they did. No, they don't then. Okay, that makes sense. They must go over not seeing them. Okay. That'd be kind of cool to see though.
Yeah, peanuts and cotton.
Yeah.
Just something different that I've never seen, right? Like, check that out and, like, maybe one day we could make it happen here or something, Like,
well, you never know. Like, it just takes a little bit of, things change and you find a way to grow peanut in 100 days. And, what is the day here now? Like, how many days do we have to grow? What's our growing season?
Well, we'll grow, like, our longest corn would be, like, maybe 115-day corn.
Yeah, somewhere in there. Yeah, I thought so,
And then some years that's not enough.
Yeah.
Like last year we had a pretty long growing season.
This year wouldn't be enough.
We've got some good heat. I'm hoping we're
the heat units showed up. Yeah, I guess. Yeah, that's true.
Like we're typically always over 100 in
Yeah.
Ontario, but
yeah.
Awesome.
like Woodstock, like you guys might have 100 extra heat units, and I might Woodstock here. Like
yeah,
it's just where you are. Like,
you guys get more rain than we do. That's weird, man. I live in we live North Town, right? North Dawsonburg.
Yeah.
I see the rain always go by Woodstock. Always get rain. And I see the rain go by the other way too.
Yeah.
And we need rain and it never freaking comes.
Yeah.
Like I swear it always misses. Like we see it go by just between the lake and us and then Woodstock. It's like we have like this vein where there's nothing.
Comes from over London, Woodstock.
Yeah, London always gets dumped on too.
Oh,
always.
yeah.
It's always raining there.
Yeah.
Same with snow.
Yeah, true.
Right in the city where they don't need the rain.
Yeah. True too.
They're just complaining about it anyway.
They love that. No, it's there's a lot to learn within the farming industry, and it's it is the backbone of our whole country here. And where's your farm located?
Just north of Woodstock.
Just north of Woodstock, okay. Did you ever have people that come out to the farm and just take a look around and see what they do? Or I know that there's a lot of farmers that have open houses.
With the pigs, like, biosecurity is a little tight.
Yeah,
Like, you just don't want everybody walking through your pig barn. Like, we get changed, shower, boots, like, that sort of stuff. But, yeah, like, family come out. You know, if some people message me, say, hey, like, want to check the pigs out. It's no problem. Like, take them out.
Yeah.
Just people that don't know, you want to explain biosecurity?
Yeah, like, so, like, if a pig truck drives down the road and a pig poops on the road, and your car tires drive through it, and they might have a different disease, and then you come to our farm, and then we might pick that up. Like, pigs are very sensitive to diseases, so, like, if I walk through your pig barn, I wouldn't want to come walk through mine right after. Like,
got it.
Usually, like, the vets will only go to one pig farm a day.
Okay.
So, like, if the vet comes to see me in the morning, he'll just go to the office for the rest of the day. He'll only visit one farmer a day.
Interesting.
So
that tight, eh?
Yeah. It's the same with birds.
Yeah.
Okay.
Chickens and stuff like that, they have a big problem with that too. Like, dairy's not as bad. Dairy's not as high security, but that's why you see those biosecurity areas when you go into farms. You'll see that, and then, like you said, they shower in, shower out, that kind of stuff, and just to keep it as clean as possible, keep disease free as possible.
Mm-hmm. Makes sense.
Yeah.
You share your process of farming on Instagram?
Yep.
Facebook?
Yeah.
Where can everyone find you if you want to follow
you? Can find me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter too.
Awesome. All below.
All the farming stuff's on Twitter.
All Kennedy Kaufman?
Yeah, all Kennedy Kaufman. Same thing.
Awesome. Appreciate you being on.
Yeah, thank you guys for having me.
Thank you so much. Thanks guys for listening to podcast number 8 of the Canadian Hustlers Show. We'll be back next week.